Hi. Today I will try to speak with you on request about the position in which we can make some ornaments. I will start with the trill, is the more easy ornaments for find where to put a trill. Of course, many composer or many editor publisher put the scenes of ornaments, but sometimes this scene doesn't exist, and we have to decide where to put an ornament and which kind of ornament. This sample that the first here is a sonata in G minor of Handel. The trill is very easy. For the position is on the end, just before the end. It's normally trillo di, the name is trillo di Cadenza. The bass make the note typical for a cadenza, the 4 note before the last one. And the trill is upon a dotted quarter, dotted crochet. This is a typical position. It's very easy. Also, if it were not written, this is in parentheses, but this parenthesis can be that the editor suggests you to make a trill, or that in some manuscript there is the trill, in other there is no trill, so the editor put the trill as possibility. And the second sample is exactly the same, it's very 90% identical, but it is not written. I think, remember, it's the same sonata. The bass, instead of, but this is a choice by the composer. So the position is the same, the rhythm is the same, the schema, the pattern is the same, but here it is not written. But we will do this trill of short, of course. It's a trill that starts with B flat and with A and then GG. The third case, if you can recognize the bass part, is every the same pattern of cadenza. This is more complicated because there is 2 dotted quaver on the last bar. In which one will we do the trill? In the second, of course, because this is the position of the cadenza, and so this is A minor. By Handel. In this case, the trill is shorter. There is other moments with circa the same note in which the trill is longer. With a dotted crochet B and a quaver A. But in this case, the composer decide to make the trill later. D, C, because the trill starts from C. And here, another trill of cadenza, but another kind of cadenza, cadenza the dominante, with the bass that is descending, going down. And with the last chord is a chord of E, G sharp, B. We will follow the flute. In this case, the trill is written, but if it were not written, we will surely do this trill in this position. And then this is not written. Where is the trill? But I think that you can recognize normally the trill are upon dotted note, and in this two bar the only dotted note is E. In effect, the trill is upon this E, between F and E. The sonata, I think, in A minor. So there is a cadenza, follow the bass. It's very difficult to recognize the cadenza without a bass. And for this reason, it would be good for a flute recorder player to play also keyboard, because with the keyboard, right hand, left hand, you will play the note written by the composer and you will recognize immediately the cadenza. I don't like to play with a separate part from flute, because I'm not understanding what happened. I prefer to play with the bass and flute part, so I can follow the cadenza, the other things, the dialogue, the polyphony. So I play again. This is a typical case in which the trill is not written, but of course and surely there is in this position. What we'll have now? Another trill of cadenza. This is interesting. There is a written trill that not from cadenza and unusual, and at the end, where surely there is a trill upon this B, nothing is written. Another trill of cadenza in the second bar upon the higher B. If you see the bass, when you see an octave in the bass, boom, 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 and after a fourth, beam, boom, boom, this is the cadenza. So, trill not written in the second bar. And after, this trill is like a suspension, like something without end. It is written. We would do this trill also if it were not written, because it's a perfect position, but we will speak about this kind of trill after. At the moment I am interested in cadenza. Note that bar 2 and bar 5 are exactly the same. And the bass too make exactly the same. E, E, A, E, E, A. Okay. Here there are some trill of cadenza and some trill not of cadenza. We will start with the trill in the cadenza. Is the bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are in B major. The bass make F, F, B. You remember the distance of octave, F, F, and a fourth, F, B, are in bar 5. But there is some position that there is no cadenza in the first bar. This is a suggestion from the composer, but I think that we'll do it for another reason that we'll explain you after. And then there is a trill in bar 3. This is more similar at cadenza, with this chromatism in the bass, B, E flat, E natural, F. Cadenza for going to F major. Flute. But it's not a trill, really a trill cadenza, because the trill is after the cadenza. It's upon A. The trill normally is before, during the cadenza, before the last note. And then we have at bar 6, this is interesting, bar 6 is very similar, some part identical, at bar 1. In bar 1 the trill is written, in bar 6 the trill is not written. If you check the note of the bass make C, B, A, G in bar 1, and make C, B, A, G in bar 6. So, it's identical. One time is written, one time is not written. What doesn't mean nothing. It's just that in the period they wrote in ornaments and they didn't write ornaments, but it was just by chance. It not was so important like in modern music. So we will do the trill also in the bar 6. Okay, and now a trill similar at one that we listened before. When there is a point of suspension, then the all is stopped. It's be longer, like an hour. The tempo of the music ended, stopped, and after the rest will start again. At the end, trill of cadenza. And now we have still seen this is a trill that is similar at a cadenza, but is not really a cadenza. A trill upon F sharp followed by G, where a trill of cadenza if it was 2G. F sharp, GG. But in this case, he made F sharp, G, A. something that you have listened and made before. So this trill written by the author in a position that seems a cadenza but is not a cadenza. What is interesting is that the same position we have in the third bar, but there is no trill brought on the score. Third bar. Okay. Have we to do or not the trill in the third bar? Is free. I normally do it. So I will play the beginning, this famous sonata. But you can decide not to do it, making something more simple. Beata semplicità. To make something simple is never a mistake. In this case, there is a position with the dotted quover that is quite a cadenza. It's not really a cadenza, but it's similar at something that you listened before. I think that all the recorder players that you listen make a trill upon this B, quasi cadenza, and also this one upon this F sharp. No, upon this A. There is something of a cadenza. The bass make C became C sharp and D. So we have some elements of the cadenza for a chord in the D major. The dominant is A, C sharp, E, and here we have A for the flute, C sharp and the bass. So this is quasi una cadenza. But after this was my sample, we have a C dotted quover that seems if the bass were D, D, G, but the bass is completely different. The bass is F sharp, G and D. So the D above a B is completely different from a cadenza in G major, D, D, G. But we will do the trill upon the C also if it's not a cadenza. So I will play all the line. Okay, and now we have some trills written by the author upon an appoggiatura. So, if I play without trill and after these ta are appoggiatura. So the first three D, the third D is instead of C because the music requires and after, and instead of D, D, C, we have, and this is an appoggiatura. The appoggiatura is still an ornament. It's strange to make an ornament of an ornament. But Marcello, Handel, I don't remember Bach, but Marcello and Handel, I'm sure, probably Telemann too, make this ornament. So I will start from the B. Is a decision, taste of the composer. It's run also without. Because still these last two notes are an ornament, an appoggiatura. In this case, 2, sonata in C major, Handel put a trill. But this is a trill completely different from the other. It's more like a mordente. It's fast and like a flower. This is really an ornament. And after is the same situation, but the composer doesn't write the ornament upon the second F. But we will do, surely, when is written and when is not written. Now, another ornament not written. In this scale is ever from the sonata in C major. The bass had a lot to do. Etc., etc. And the flute make nothing. It could be a good idea to put some trill. In this case, I put the trill upon the first half tone between E and F, upon the last half tone between B and C, and for symmetrical reason between G and A, where there is no an half tone. So, one note without and one with. Okay. And now there is we will do some trill upon some half tone. Why? Because the trill upon a tone is more hard. A trill upon an half tone is more sweet, is more interesting. And where is this half tone here? There is an half in the flute part. There is an half tone between A and G sharp. And after, between C and B. and after between F and E. It's not a rule, but it is a good idea, if you want to make some trill, to prefer the point in which, the position in which there are an half tone. Also here there is an half tone between C sharp and A. And for this reason, the composer put a trill. Okay, I think that we have to do something that could be helpful for you. Bye bye.